Jamie, tell us a little bit about the booth here.
This is our pod, and we're here. Very, very exciting times at the Automoblity show. We were here last year, but even more exciting this year is that we have our own pod, where we can have people come in and we can discuss the future of automotive and the future of how things are designed and made.
I said booth instead of pod, and it wasn't even happy hour we were talking about.
Be careful on this. This is a pod.
Tell us a bit about the virtuality here with the glasses.
Okay, what we have here is some of our latest and greatest technology. Some of my background, I was an automotive designer prior to joining Autodesk 2 years ago, and this was a key tool for us within the design studio, and a key enabler for taking huge chunks of time and automating the design process within the design studio. My colleague here, Mr. Michael Sagan.
Hey, Mike.
Hello. Michael, doing it to it. And what we have that you see on the screen is something that is revolutionary. This is probably one of the most disruptive technologies really that you can see in the design studio today. It is actually immersed. Michael is immersed right now, and he is sketching, surfacing in 3D.
Far out. Wow.
Yeah. So the key takeaway on this is it's enabling, as a designer, you want to pull things, if you want to sell a product, you want to look at it in the physical world. But virtually, we can take huge chunks out of that development process. And I always like to say, as soon as you deal with data and you're going to take the data to develop physical property, it becomes dead data. It's not dynamic. It's not live. So why not deal with things way up front to get things phased out and designed for manufacturability is really what things are about. In the end result, our customers benefit from this by lead time, saving time, and ultimately bringing products to market much faster.
It is amazing. How long have you been with the company?
2 years. 2
cool,
years now.
Cool. What brought you?
Actually, 2 years Thursday.
And we're going to celebrate, right?
That's right, Eddie. At 3 o'clock, we're celebrating.
Like we're having a party.
Yeah, that's right. In the pod.
In the pod.
Things are going to be happening. Yeah, that's right.
What's the next innovation coming out here?
Well, the next innovation actually is to have one continuous pipeline from the beginning all the way through to manufacturing. So we see these two worlds converging, going from sketching, from computational design, which is helping automate studio things through solutions like Dynamo that are solving key problems for our customer. Then also on the back end with algorithmic design, infusion, generative, portal, to where we are optimizing parts and utilizing artificial intelligence to actually develop the parts from scratch. So we can optimize for weight, strength, space. Space now that vehicles are going to be, we see this transition going from electrification and autonomous technology. Consumers now are going to want to have more space in their vehicle, and this is a key enabler to make that happen.
Amazing.
So,
Jamie, tell us a little bit about additive design. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Additive technology, right? 3D printing in its simplest form. Another huge disruptive technology that we're seeing enter the marketplace, especially in automotive. And the key takeaway there is a lot of times people think that you have to absolutely additive manufacture something. There's definitely benefits behind it. As we saw, we did a joint pursuit or partnership with General Motors where we took...
GM.
Absolutely. General Motors in the D. We were talking about the D. Going 8 parts, taking 8 parts and consolidating into one. And let alone taking complexity out of things that you couldn't even imagine before, even designing before, a speaker grill, if you will, and being able to do very complex forms of shapes. But the key takeaway is complexity no longer equals cost. Complexity is obtainable now, and additive is a key thing to make that happen. But one thing I want to stress too, takeaway is, just because things are additively manufactured doesn't mean that we are not able to implement a hybrid process like subtractive manufacturing or a combination of casting, subtractive, and additive. So hopefully that answers your question.
It did, Jamie, and I'm ready to work for the company, man. So what's starting pay? That's all I want to know.
For Eddie, sky's the limit.
Oh, well, I need to take over the company then. Jamie, is there anything in closing you want to add to it?
please visit our pod. We're going to be here at 3 o'clock, Eddie and I.
Party.
We're going to discuss more about the future of making.
That's right. And we're going to talk about more 3D stuff, right?
Absolutely. We're going to do it, Eddie.
Take care. We'll be back in a moment.